Alright everyone, welcome back to our Kreis Contingent playthrough, episode 2. This is Prophet of the Constitution, and last time, when we left off, we were getting ready to try to take this fort, and also hopefully the army just to the east of us. We do have to take 3 more forts for our objective, and in case some of you are wondering, yes, I will soon upgrade the customization for our units. However, I am in the process of doing a little bit of research on that so I get some accurate representation for the different types of units, Saxon, Imperial, Württembergian, etc. The other thing is, generally I tend to wait until the recruits, for example, and the basic units become the type of units they're going to become. So the Grenadiers and the Jaegers and stuff like that. So, that being said, next couple episodes, I should have more customization going on. First and second episode here, and the the last one, the first one, I have not done any customization yet. I suppose I could have done the Kreis Musketeers and the Saxon Artillery. I will remedy that, I assure you. However, I am trying to get the ball rolling and see what some of our recruits are going to become, and then I will do more work on that. So rest assured, I am going to be doing customization. It's one of my favorite things about this game. I really don't want to not do customization. That would not excite me very much. Alright, let us see. Some bayonets here. Garbage bayonets. They don't have any bayonets. I don't like that. I want them to have bayonets. Alright, let's check out the fort. Gonna lay siege. Fantastic. Not doing sappers, nope. I'm going to spend ammunition for a mass bombardment with all guns. Try to breach the walls. Here we go. We breached the walls. Fantastic. Alright. Now, unfortunately, we do not have grenades. That's what I like to have. I can send them into the breach. 10% attrition for a moderate chance. Assault after a lengthy bombardment. We suffer 5% attrition automatically. Likely chance we take it and expend 160 ammo. Or wait 7 days and moderate chance. I believe we're going to do a lengthy bombardment. Into the breach is far too dangerous. With minimal chance. Here we go. And the defenders surrender. We capture the fort. Fantastic. New doctrine for weapons. Not too bad. New stat in Delft. Tsar sabers, socket bayonets. And a doctrine. Here we go. Okay. Not going to do blitz. That's good for force march. I'm not trying to do it too much force marching, hopefully. Force conscription. Prisoner conscription effectiveness. We lose a little bit of morale. Or camp powder master 8 ammo daily. Tolerance lost daily 1. I like both of these exorbitantly. I think I've got to do the camp powder master to keep up with our ammo. I really love conscription, but considering that our new stance improves conscription, I'm going to forgo that for now for the ammo. Let's do the powder master. We're going to head east here with all haste to try to take on this army. They are fleeing. They do not want to accept their fate. We will make them. They have cavalry, 3 recruits, and musketeers. Let's do this. This should be an excellent battle. Hopefully, hoping so. Hoping it's fantastic. Excuse me while I do partake in some chocolate from Christmas. Alright. Let us see. We do have a river. Rest assured, we are going to use the river. Very effectively, too, I do believe. Recruits and land millets there. Kreis Musketeers are going to be in the back. Artillery is going to go up on that hill. Fantastic. I did say they have 1 unit of cavalry. Alright. Keep our cavalry in reserve here. Semi-reserve. They're going to end up in the reserve. They don't look like they're in the reserve. Trust me. They're in the reserve. Alright. And the general's good where he's at. Going to do our deployment. Imperial troops up the rear there. That did not sound applicable to the situation. I should say Imperial troops up to the left flank The Kreis Musketeers are going to hold the rear line. Imperial recruits to the town. Imperial land militia. Let's see, they have recruits on both flanks. No, musketeers here. So they're going to head to the east. Recruits are going to take the hill. And the cav, me sitting here, make sure we get the artillery on the hill. We do not want to forget that part. And we want the supply train right there with them so we're not burning through ammo. Fantastic. Move the general up. We want to catch the enemy in the river if at all possible. Most definitely want to do that. Alright, the Saxon recruits have arrived on the hill. Gonna have them spread out. Land milits are gonna go to their flank. We're gonna keep the cav where we think they might use their cav. Alright. Fantastic. Saxon recruits are the first up. Put the land millets on the flanks. Alright, use the hedge, rows, and the buildings if possible. Fantastic. Gonna position the Kreis Musketeers right here in case they're needed. Chevaliers are going to be right here. Dragoons are going to be on this flank here. Artillery, time to unlimber. And hopefully get many, many kills. Firing on their guns if possible. Saxon recruits have already opened fire on their musketeers. Their musketeers are in the water. Part of the reason I'm keeping my cav behind the line, normally I flank with them. The enemy does not have artillery right now to take out with the cavalry. And the enemy has seemed more charge happy. So, we are readying ourselves in the event that they decide they want to charge. And it looks like they are wanting to shoot our guns. That is not a pleasant prospect, exactly. Thankfully, something changed in the recent build of the game. They are in the open. I still want the cavalry, I think. Where targeting units behind is not as effective as it once was. Part of this is because players were targeting units behind units with canister shot, for example. And absolutely, I did not do the bayonets, absolutely devastating the unit behind, even though there's a unit standing smack dab in front of them. Of course, that didn't make any sense. So, we're remedying that situation. Oh, yes. Alright. Alright, land millets, offer your fire to the musketeers. Fantastic. Fantastic. My goodness, speak proper English. Be gone for a week and a half or so, a week for Christmas, and then can't even speak English. How embarrassing. Looks like they are advancing to prepare the charge. If they do such a thing, that would be highly foolish. Yes. Here they are, preparing to charge, my men. And they are going to receive dragoons as a charge. And it's going to be really bad for them. For their lives, their health, their sacred honors. That is why I kept my troops, my cav, behind the line. Imperial Dragoons are having their way with the musketeers now. Fantastic. Slaughtering them en masse. The Saxon recruits are going to be moving up. Artillery is going to continue to fire on their cav. I'll keep my dragoons on this side. I do not want to expose them unduly to the enemy. Cavalry in particular. Now recruits in the center are suffering some casualties. Place them here just in the event we get flanked or some such. Very effective strategy, keeping them there. Working out brilliantly. These Cantonist recruits are basically done for. We're going to order a charge on them. Refocus our Imperial recruits. Going to keep the cavalry close. Charge, Saxons. Fantastic. And they are routed. That's wonderful. However, and here we go. Order our cavalry to charge the enemy. Our men don't look quite braced. They're entering the river, which is good for us. It's going to hamper their fighting abilities. And we have pushed them back. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. We caught the enemy with their pants down. Absolutely wonderful. Recruits, get back in the line. Alright. Dragoons are going to pull back once more. Chevaux de guerre are going to stay in reserve. Battalion of artillery is going to fire on the remaining unit. And the enemy's day is ruined. Wonderful. Absolutely brilliant. That action on the right to mid flank was wonderful. Just brilliant. That battle could not have gone better in my opinion. I suppose it's always possible, but chances are very low. That was an excellent battle. That countercharge by our dragoons was just exactly what I wanted to see. Alright, Charles XII treatise. Not bad for grenadiers later or some cavalry. Well, no, it's infantry only. My bad. Alright. Tompions and limber chest. Okay. Veterancy and provisions we could do, or we could do Tollers and ammo. I think we do Tollers and ammo. Fantastic. Got some levels, including our commander. Replenishment, and what we want for him is an artillery ability. Because he has the supply wagon that's best for artillery. So we're going to want that. Let's see what he gets. Oh my goodness. This is brilliant. All three of these are really great for artillery. Range, and artillery charge means nothing to artillery. Accuracy and range, 5%. Or timely. Reload speed, 10%. Move speed, 5%. I want timely, because there's occasion where I need to get them to a certain spot and they need to fire. But that's the lesser part. The more important part is the reload speed, 10%. That's crucial for artillery. I like my artillery to fire rapidly, to keep firing, to have continuous, unremittent fire upon the enemy. Definitely something I appreciate. Reload speed on them, fantastic. The musketeers are going to get the tompions then. Let's see. Saxon recruits, Imperial recruits. Let's keep this for later, shall we? Keep that. Alright, socket bayonets, by the way. Let's see who has crap bayonets. These guys have crap bayonets. These guys have no bayonets. These guys are more fighting on the front lines, and we give them the good bayonets. These guys are going to get the crap bayonets just for now because they're being held in reserve pretty much. Alright. These are sellable items. Alright, fantastic. Now these cav don't technically have horses yet, so we're going to do that. Not like a special kind of horse. Alright. And Sar Sabers. We have some of those. Alright. So let us hit this outpost, and then we're going to come up here to see what we can do with these forts and the like. I'm hoping we'll have time to get the entrenched armies, but I'm not certain we will. Okay, 360 reservists, 1 week, or 2 weeks, 2 days, and 240 ammo. We're doing that. Give ourselves as much time as we possibly can. Somewhat essential right now. Let's check out the encampment, see what we can get. Allied training ground. Send in the regiments. 180 ammo, 2 days, 330. $70, 2 days, 2,500 experience. We're going to do the regiments. Let's see what we got here. Alright, Imperial recruits. These guys can level up. I was going to make these guys some kind of grenadiers, most likely. Of course, we could do cavalry as well. Alright, let's see. Other Imperial recruits. Fantastic. I do want some Feldjägers. That would be brilliant. I believe I'm going to have the land millets do that. Saxon recruits. Saxon grenadiers are a little shooty. That's kind of interesting. Our artillery piece is a Saxon artillery piece. Don't want another Saxon battery at the moment. We have Saxon Chevalier already. Could go for veterans or cuirassiers. Saxon cavalry seems pretty top tier. However, I believe I'm going to go for Saxon musketeers. I believe that's the play here. Absolutely wonderful. Musketeers, Kreis musketeers. I think I want to purchase a new brigade. And I have a commander for that brigade. Awesome. This way, I can differentiate our troops and bring in our other Tatar cavalry. Saxon Tatar cavalry, Saxon Chevalier, Imperial Dragoons. Beautiful. And one bonus here, notice, for each of these 3 cav units, for example, we are getting a boost of 0.5% combat effectiveness because they're all different kind. Even the Saxon cav. One is the Chevalier and one is the Tatar. Just brilliant. Imperial land millets, recruits. Alright. None of these units can level up, but these 2 recruits can. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with them. We have Kreis with 1 musketeer. I'm wanting several from each imperial unit, or each imperial nation, should I say. Now, we already have 3 cav, so I don't really want to move anything to cav because we may get free cav somehow. We have Kreis. We do not have any Palatine units or any Württemberg units. I'm not as impressed by the Württemberger Grenadiers, but the Feldjägers look brilliant. The Kreis Grenadiers, on the other hand, have 1,600 men. They're decent Grenadiers, but they have 1,600. Musketeers are pretty good. They have 1,800 men. The Palatine veteran Musketeers only have 1,200 men. But the Grenadiers only have 1,000, but they're 40 and 40. So, let's check out the Bavarians. Oh, man. Bavarian Musketeers. Absolutely brilliant. Alright, well, it looks like to do anything that we want to do pretty much. Because I don't want to get Imperial Artillery at the moment either. We're going to make up both of these guys into land millets. So, here we go. Land millets. Fantastic. So we have 3 Imperial land millets. Now we have to level them up a bunch. It's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Alright. Fantastic. One awesome thing, too, I forgot to mention. The greatcoats can be equipped to the cavalry now, which can give them more melee damage reduction. So, for instance, breastplates, minus 25%. Greatcoats, minus 10%. That's minus 35%. If you give them Bibles, they'll have minus 10% fire damage resistance, which will be crucial. I need to get them some carbines, because the carbines also boost your melee stats now. Alright, let's head on up here. Item cost minus 15% for friendly markets. Another outpost, but we'll hit the settlement first. Alright, let's see here. Item cost is reduced, but there's not a lot of items I want, is the problem. I would have got grenades, because we need that for some sieges and the like. I suppose I get some more food, just to be sure we have food. We did open up a new brigade, that's why our money is low. We don't have overwhelming a number of items, so I want to wait to see if we get something that raises that a little. So let's go down here and get this encampment. Unguarded campsite. Take some supplies, weapons. or get both and ransack a tough enemy field army. We're doing that. We want to fight a tough enemy field army. That's exactly what we want. Socket bayonets. Put the swords there. The musketeers have horrible bayonets. And these boys have horrible bayonets. Let me give it to the musketeers, because these guys are going to be Jaegers. Now, in our last playthrough of Subsidy Troops, I didn't use any Jaegers. That was by design. I wanted to try a campaign without using light infantry. Now, I love light infantry. That's the problem. Most of the playthroughs I did before I did any videos for it, I used a lot of light infantry. And, yeah, light infantry is amazing. Okay. Enemy force, 9150. Now, they're going to be stronger, I hope. Freikorps Field Artillery. Got recruits, so it's 2, 4 recruits, 1 land millets, 1 musketeer, and a hussar. This is a tough enemy field army. I think we got this. Now, their equipment may be fairly strong, though, so we do need to watch that as well. So far, I like the Holy Roman Empire. I think my favorite thing about it is just the diverse types of units it has. I'm super excited to do customization for them. Very excited. Alright. We have a hill. We have some woods here, but they have more of it. Normally on this map we fight over here. Take up the woods as defensive positions. Here we don't have that luxury as much. So, what we're going to do, position our land millets here, elite infantry behind, general back here. They do have artillery and cav. So, our cav will take up the flank, as I normally do. Artillery will prepare to get on this hill, along with the supply. Alright. Cav is heading out. Make sure the artillery gets set up on the hill. Make sure the supply train is with it. Now, the land millets are going to be on the hill. Going to send the Allied musketeers to the flanks. Set the general up somewhere here to reinforce the well, not recruits anymore, the land millets. Still basically militia infantry. Though I like the use of land millets so far in this game, I haven't found them to be lacking. Some people don't like them. I am not among that list. Alright, land millets come over here. Musketeers over here. Cavalry is moving up. We're forming our line. Artillery needs to unlimber. Artillery will soon have contact with the main enemy force. Alright, the land millets are almost in the position I want them in. Musketeers pulling up the flank. Alright, artillery. You're targeting them. Alright, not terrible. You missed every shot, however, not ideal. But, could be worse, I suppose. Right, we're going to move up on the hill a little, so we can take a more defensive position here. Get ready to move the cav behind the enemy, as per usual. Artillery, that's fantastic. Don't mind you firing on them. Now, one thing to note here. We did not leave cavalry in the reserve to stop an enemy cavalry charge. So, our cavalry will try to deal with their cavalry. We will see how successful we are at that. Alright, opening fire on the enemy. Fantastic. Cavalry is approaching the enemy. Fantastic. Move to the double quick musketeers. Get your volley out. Freikorps recruits are moving up pretty quick. Need the musketeers to fire on the musketeers. Alright, cavalry is moving in. Enemy artillery is opening fire. We're moving up. Gonna see how their cavalry responds. It looks like they may be getting ready to target our line for a charge. Definitely seems that way to me. And of course they issue a volley. Still does not mean they're not charging. The Hussars are charging my Dragoons. Gonna do our classic move. We're gonna retreat our Dragoons. And then rejoin as all of our cavalry attacks them. The Tatar cavalry took them out. The guns have been disabled. We are charging the enemy. Their guns are gone. Fantastic. Our cavalry holds their whole back line now. Undisputedly. The lines are continuing to open fire on them. Chevalier are going to go to that flank. Get the Dragoons on this flank. Still want the majority of my men firing on them. However, our musketeers are getting damaged. So, we are going to charge them in the rear with the Chevalier. That is a bad day for them. Very bad day. Fantastic. Use our Dragoons to finish this unit off. Alright, we're going to pull back the musketeers. We want our land militia to win the day there. And once again, we forgot to remove bayonets. Wow. That is very unlike me to be forgetting that. It's odd. Oh well. Get ready to offer them the cold steel, boys. Alright, cavalry, get out of there. Offer them the cold steel. And it didn't matter, they broke to our volleys. Fantastic. That battle went exactly the way I wanted it to. Brilliant. 461. Ah, cavalry pistols. Short barrel. Fantastic. Earthworks. Ramrods. Tollers and ammo. So let's see. Pistols now can be carried here. Interesting. I guess we'll put them on here and see what happens. Wow. Kind of nifty, if I do say so myself. Give our musketeers some earthworks. Give our boys here some ramrods. Let me just save this. It gives us 2 of each. I can sell the rest because I'm fairly certain we're not going to be using that, so say okay. Fantastic. Alright. Let us move on, shall we? Alright. We need both of these forts, and that'll be our last 2 forts. We want to try to get both of those settlements as well. Let's go up to this fort. See what we can do. Fallen. Search quickly. Unlikely chance of falling. Or moderate chance. We'll do unlikely. And it didn't fall on us. Fantastic. Gonna equip those Potsdam muskets. They have Potsdams. Alright, they're getting Potsdams. Fantastic. Awesome. Alright. Gonna head on this way. See what we got. Enemy army that's fleeing, we are going to take them on. We do not want them getting away. We need this. 2 cav, recruit, and land millets. Let's do this. Yes, the Reich's army. That's true. Same problem that the Austro-Hungarian Empire had, for example, in World War I and later periods. Alright. Now they don't have cavalry, and we also have a river. So we are going to be keeping our cav in reserve. Artillery will be on this flank because we want the hill. They have more accuracy that way. This is our general. Alright, got some musketeers here. And the cavalry. Fantastic. And get the artillery moving first. Alright, we need the land millets to take position across the area there. Get the Saxon musketeers to protect that flank. Alright, brilliant. Now we're going to keep cavalry on each side to protect against possible enemy cavalry charge. Normally I'd take up the city, but I really want to catch them inside the river, if at all possible. Alright, that looks good. Line them up. Imperial Dragoons get the Kreis Musketeers on that flank. Artillery's firing, but they're firing at enemies inside the woods. I don't like that as much. And we forgot to remove bayonets again. I really need to remember that better. Not sure what's up with that. This is the first time I had a campaign where I just keep forgetting to do so. Alright. Cavalry. 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 Kreis Musketeers are going to come up the flank. Don't know that we'll need them too terribly, but we shall see, I suppose. musketeers and land millets are firing on them. Move the chevalier over. That looks like they're preparing to charge us on that flank as well. Be really, really funny. Target their cavalry with the guns. Or you to hold fire. Fantastic. Decimated 2 lines of infantry. Decimated the 3rd. They are getting into position, so the enemy cavalry will likely want to try to hit them. It's going to be hilarious. And we got them caught in the river and ordered to countercharge. Fantastic. Now, the problem is I wasn't paying attention on this side. Not to worry, we defeated them. And thankfully our land millets here did not suffer too badly. That was brilliant on the left flank, however. Catching them inside the river. There's a reason I love rivers so much. It's so easy to troll them. Force them across into a bad situation. Not too bad. Doing the dollars and ammo again. Need to build up that money. We're going to need some more food also, because what I plan to do is a little bit more mustering. Alright, let us see. We have more pipes than we can figure out what to do with. Give you some reload for the musketeers. Now, who still has a crap bayonet? You do. But guess what? Not anymore. Fantastic. To be honest with you, if we find a settlement again that allows us to sell for really high amount of money, we can sell all this stuff. Not too terribly attached to it. Alright, so these guys are going to be field jägers, so we're making them Württemberger musketeers. Fantastic, you've graduated to musketeers. Awesome. That's good stuff. I like that, and I like it a lot. Let's check out Bunzelwitz. Need some more food, I suppose. Alright, let's see. Do they have grenades? They do have grenades. We're going to buy those grenades, because we're going to need those for sieges later. That is something we are not selling, actually. We want to keep the grenades. Fantastic. Alright. Move up here to the slums. Hopefully get something that holds off the HQ. Ah, plague. Wonderful. Hallelujah. The 9% did not fire. We did not lose reservists. That's really good. Next one's a trap. Oh, crap. Large party. And we rescued the officer, but we did lose some reservists. Good thing we didn't lose our officer. Alright. That was not good. 2 negative events in a row. Alright, let's get this town settled away. Gunsmith. What do you got? Alrighty. Nothing amazing, really. Powder house. Any grenades? No grenades. Alright. A little bit more food. Officers enlistable and cost is reduced. Okay. Well, cover effectiveness and fire damage is not too bad. Cavalry charge and keen. Charge, defensive, and calculating not great together. Not fantastic. Let's ixnay on that. Right quick, we still need one more fort. That's the enemy HQ. And we want to fight the entrenchment battles. I think I'm going to cut across back through here, here, go to the entrenchment battle, and the other entrenchment battle, just to be sure we get some of those. We need just the one more fort right now. Hopefully we can delay the headquarters to get more things on the map. But, Who knows? $60 lose reservists. 90 provisions for reservists. 170 ammo for reservists. So we get reservists for the other. We can get the provisions then. Alright, fort. Here we go. Let's see what we can do here. That'd be a wonderful chance to get ammo. Alright, let's see. Small fort. Surround it. Lay siege. Alright, boys. Mass bombardment. They hold. Crap. Continue. Another mass bombardment. And we breach the walls. Walls breached. Alright, we're going to use grenades. Lose the grenade arm. Capture the fort. Suffer a little bit of attrition. We've done it. Fantastic. Bayonets, muskets, and a doctrine. Let's see what we get. Okay. Provision consumption is fantastic. Close combat, meh. I don't want to lose accuracy from either men, but shoot and scoot. Oh, shoot and scoot. That's wonderful. Reload speed and fire damage received minus 5%, plus 10% to reload speed. That's fantastic. I do believe we're doing shoot and scoot. Want my boys to be more effective. We got German arms production. So now muskets and carbines are going to be cheap as dirt. That's wonderful. Come down here just like I said. Enemy army. Let's engage them. They changed their tune, but that's okay. We caught them. Alright, artillery, hussars, 4 recruits, land millets, and musketeers. Let's do this. This is going very, very well. We want to kill as many of these armies as we can, especially in Act 1. Especially here. Alright. Fantastic. Here we are again. Alright. So apparently the hill on this map behind these 2 rivers was removed. And it looks like Armchair Historian added swamp there instead. Probably because everyone was corner camping behind the river. Now the fun fact is I do like behind this river. But what I like more is this small hill for the guns and setting up our troops in the town. I don't like this terrain as much. It's very open. Let's see if we can get to our town, which, wonderfully enough, was not nerfed by the Armchair Historian. Armchair, buddy old pal, you did not manage to nerf us. And again, that wasn't really his plan, probably, so it's fine, but still, you know. Alright, cavalry, set up here on the flank. We do need to do that. Infantry, head straight for the town. Head straight for the town. Artillery, go back here. General, go over here. And if I can get that supply train a little easier, head over here. Alright, fantastic. Let's do battle with this army. Alright. Hopefully we make it there before their guns open up on us. What kind of guns do they have? Iron. Alright. Now, enemy equipment does get better over time now with these updates than they used to. The AI is not brain dead. So that's something to keep in mind. Definitely something to keep in mind. Kreis Musketeers are going to come down here and make sure nobody screws with our guns. Because we couldn't have that. That would be very bad. Absolutely unacceptable. Alright, let's see. Get the land millets here. That's a good spot for them. And the second unit of land millets here. Alright. Saxon musketeers are going to be here. Württemberger musketeers are going on to this flank. Kreis musketeers, I suppose, are staying down here. General will head up here in the town. Fantastic. Cavalry still moving on the enemy flank. Guns are in position. See if I can move them up a little bit. Sucky thing is they do not have much range. So. Alright. let's see how they respond to our little setup here. It's very interesting to see the contrast in some of their units and how many men they have now. Very, very interesting. I wonder how much of an effect that'll have on the battle. I know it will have one, just to what degree it will is something I'm still trying to figure out. Alright, their artillery is moving forward. Looks like it's opening fire on the musketeers. Alright. Enemy cavalry. Alright, Chevalier, get your butts over there. Moving up towards their guns and their cavalry. I have noticed that the infantry does not seem to chase the cavalry as much, which is actually good, because you could really cheese the AI that way. Their guns are shooting our cav. Let's see, do they have grape shot? No, they do have canister. It's not fantastic. Their units are, they're trying to chase the Tatars. Coming up on the flank of the Saxons. Pretty intently, honestly. They are charging us. SARS, alright. They're getting the better of our Tatars. Not fantastic. Dragoons are going in to save the day. Tatars are doing alright holding their own. They took some casualties, but they're doing okay. Alright. Musketeers are moving into a better position now. Fantastic. Gonna get both of them to charge them. Chevalier and the Dragoons are gonna hit the land millets. You get the Tatars to take out the guns. Land millets are not braced. They're finished. That's it for them. Time has come. Alright, they did take some canister on my Tatars. That's not fantastic. Not the end of the world, though. Alright, the cavalry have done well. Very good. Very, very good. Musketeers nearly in position. Enemy recruits have folded. Land millets are firing. Musketeers and musketeers are firing. Wonderful. Received a volley, didn't enjoy it. About to receive a charge as well. And you know they're not going to enjoy that. And absolutely demolished. Fantastic. Musketeers are going to go back into reserve here. Fantastic. Land millets will continue fighting. Alright. Cavalry will remain up here. The enemy cavalry is preparing to return, or they are returning to the field. Not just preparing, they are. I do believe we'll keep our Tatars back here, however, to support our troops and stay away from the overall fray of things. Now, those cavalry may be coming up to hit the flank of our land millets. Let's get the musketeers over here on a double. Just to be sure. Cavalry's moving back quick, but looks like the musketeers are about to get charged. They offered a pretty weak volley. They are braced. Or not, apparently. Doesn't look like they braced very good. Gonna offer support from the Chevalier de Guerre. Dragoons are gonna hit their musketeers in the flank. Not gonna be a good day for the musketeers. Fantastic. Broke them. And our infantry actually ran them off. And their center line broke. There we go. Very good battle. Once again. Very good. Just the way that I like our battles to go. 458. Victory. Got a 6-pound gun. Gunner's implements. Cavalry lances. Wow. I like that. Infantry hangars. Alright. Let's do ransom once again. Alright. Keeping things moving. Ranking our men up. Go ahead and replenish. Ooh, we are low on reservists. Intriguing that. Alright. Hold on to that. Hold on to that. Hold on to that. That. And that. Alright. Von Hohenzollern can rank up again. Let's see what he can get. Fire damage received minus 10%, but less stamina. Morale damage. Or range. I like the fire damage reduction. I'm going to do vigilant. That is awesome. I like that picture too. That's pretty neat. That's fine. Those men don't have more yet. Replenishment. Alright, we're going to head on down here to get this outpost now. I know this episode's probably going on a little bit longer than I anticipated. Search with a slim chance of attrition. I'll move on. We're going to search. Because attrition means nothing to us right now. No, I don't know if it does it to our troops or not. Alright. Guess not. We're going to go close to this town, however. And winter is coming. Fantastic. Let's see. We have not long till they come. Powder house. Okay. Let us do mustering. Very good. Mustering, yes. Hopefully we get more more recruits. Fantastic. Just what I wanted. Some Saxon recruits. Awesome. I like that a lot. 250 reservists a day. That's brilliant. Only problem is the enemy is on their way. So we've got to switch out of this. And let's see. Imperial Land Milits, what are you going to do? You can become Kreis. We have Württemberger becoming Field Jäger already. We're going to make you Bavarian Musketeers. Yes, we're going to do that. We have Bavarian troops now as well. Wonderful. Bavarian Musketeers. Absolutely brilliant. Saxon recruits. We already have Saxon Musketeers, do we not? And Saxon artillery. And 2 Saxon cavalry. We have a lot of Saxon units, don't we? Very interesting. I like the light cav thing that we got going on right now, though, honestly. We already have both Saxon cavalry. Maybe I will make another Saxon artillery unit. We have a gun for them as well. We do indeed have a gun for them. So let us upgrade them in that way. Give them a little bit of accuracy. A little bit of move speed for now. Speed and stamina, how about that? Sounds good. And the Saxon Battalion Artillery is now Saxon Field Artillery. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Alright, which means they get another 2 guns, I think. 100 to 150, I believe that's 2 guns. I think it's every 25 you get an extra gun. Alright. Our army's starting to look like an actual army now. I have a lot of Saxon troops for some reason. Alright. Well, we're going to go ahead and call it here. Next time, we're going to try to rush to the 2 entrenched armies and take them out before the headquarters reaches us. That's definitely the goal. Alright, everyone. Thank you for joining me. This has been episode 2 of our Kreis Contingent campaign for Master of Command. Thank you for joining me. This has been Prophet of the Constitution. God bless.